Hello, my name is William. I work at ICAPS, and I usually do this kind of thing, giving a lightning talk. So I made a special visual using shaders, and to prove it's shaders, I added this very nice effect. Look. You can control it. So it's not just a movie. If we look at the previous meetups, we've always had a raffle. I was never satisfied with how it looked, and the first time, the first meetup I joined, I thought I'm gonna fix this, and then maybe I can tweak the winner a little bit. But that meetup, I won my dash, so it never happened. But now I've had some time, so I've made this fortune wheel. And Koen immediately said, yeah, let's do a lightning talk about this. So I'm quickly gonna go through it. I'm gonna speed up a little bit to get the lightning talk done as fast as possible. So what we want to do here is have like segments. At this point we've got 4 segments, but it has to be dynamic, of course. We don't know how many people joined the raffle. We need to have a flipper, so we need to have an arrow or something there. A nice visual pleasing center, a cool curve, more on that later, and of course we have to add a shader. So first things first, the frame, it's easy. You just draw 2 circles, have an oval clipper so nothing draws outside of it. And I actually decided to use a size box of 800 and then use a fitted box around it, so I didn't have to think about ratios or scaling or whatever. Everything is for me, 800 by 800, and I can decide the sizes by that. To get the lines, it's just a horizontal line. I've done an align right with a width of 0.5, so you can specify your width fragment stuff, so it's only on the right side. Then do a rotation based on the children, length times I times pi. I just draw a canvas with 1 pixel with and draw a dot on the end. The next step is a little bit more complicated. It's the actual segment itself. I've used a custom clipper for this, so that the rotation is kind of the same. You just do 2 pi divided by how many children you have, in this case 4. I do it minus a little bit, so it's more tilted for the arrow later on. And then I do an arc 2. It didn't work how I thought it would, but having a big radius solved my issue. Yeah, I don't know why that worked, but if you lower this value, you'll see that these lines won't match up. And this is dynamic, so if you have more than 4, it will work as well. And then the flipper itself, I just draw 2 circles, 1 in the center, 1 here, and I connect the top and the bottom. And then my wife said, hey, dat beweegt niet, it's not moving. So I just had to figure out how can we move this with each passing thing. So I have here a nice switch expression based on my angle. So I take the angle of the wheel, I times it by how many children we have, so we know how far we are. Then I do some correction, so it's not going too wild. And then I animate it based on that value. If it's going past that, then we invert it. And if it's lower or higher than that, we just return 0. And then to get this nice outline, I just fill it with white, and then I add the outline, so it's not that hard. The center, obviously not just a static thing. I want it to be dynamic, and then set it to always be 5. But yeah, it's just a combination of quadratic Béziers, and here the arc did work how I thought it would. And then just rotate it. And then we have a fully functional wheel, but it's not just quite there yet. So I wanted a nice curve, and the curve is actually driving your animation. So you have the basics, you have the ease in out that starts slow, speeds up, and then goes slow again. But here we want something representing something physical, so we want more physics-like behavior. So what we actually want is to speed it up fast, and then slow down, slow down, slow down, and then stop. And then I discovered the website cubicbezier.com. You can actually play around with it. You get those four values, and you can just plug them into Flutter, and then you have your curve. And then something awesome about Flutter, it just works. I went outside of the dimensions. So I did a minus and a +1, more than 1, and that's actually the effect you see where it bounces. So that's how you get a nice bounce, and that just works out of the box. So now I pull back, I do it fast, 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 and then you'll see slow, 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 slow. And then right before it stops, it bounces back. And that's very similar to how it is in real life. It never just stops, it always bounces, and then, oh, will it do it, will it do it? No. So I wanted to recreate that feeling, and it did work out pretty well. So now we've got something that works, that looks good. So how can we make it even better? And that's obviously by adding shaders. So this is a shader where I just have 8 rows, and then I go around it. And this is a shader I've shown before. It's my disappearing shader. I just stopped moving the wheel and then made it do random stuff. And then it shows the winner. That was my lightning talk.